Hi, my name is Dee Cowell and I'm going to show you how to do a wash. And I've diluted the colour down so that it really is very, very runny. And a flat wash is when you take your brush across a piece of watercolour like this and just keep moving it from one side to the other. I'm only going to use half the page because I want to show you more than one example. And that would be a flat wash. If you want to do a graded wash, you would then pick up your colour and move it across the page like this. But after one or two strokes of colour, you actually dip your brush into water and just touch it down on that edge and allow the colour to get lighter and lighter as it comes towards the horizon. So once again, I've dipped into the water and the colour will be very much lighter on the horizon. Now I'm just raising the paper up a little so that you can see how dark it is there and how very much lighter it is at the bottom. And this is known as a graded wash. I'm now going to show you something called wet into wet. And what wet into wet is all about is putting down a graded wash, and then as the paint begins to dry, you actually introduce colour to it. But you've got to wait until the sheen starts to go off. So what I'm going to do here is pick up my wet wash colour, which is ultramarine, and do a couple of strokes across like that, and then dip into some water and just pick up the edge and allow the colour to get lighter and lighter as I come down to the bottom. Tilt the page up and just wait for the colour to run. And as it runs, I'm going to just dry off the base a little bit. Now the technique of wet into wet is actually waiting until the shine has gone off the paper a little, and then also mixing up the colour that you're going to introduce into this wet area a little bit thicker than the wash colour. And there's only one way to find out whether it's too wet or whether it's dry enough. If I touch down here and it spreads very, very quickly, it may be too wet, in which case I'll try it out here and see if it holds the shape a little bit better. And can you see where I was working here, it's holding the shape a little bit better, whereas here it was just running very, very quickly. So it's all about timing and learning when to drop your colour in, leaving big gaps between the colours that you're introducing, and then allowing the whole thing to dry before you paint it any further. So while I'm waiting for this to dry, here's one that I did earlier, and the paint has already dried off. And as you can see, that's where it was very wet into wet, and here it's much, much drier. And now I can take my time and go back into the painting and really enjoy putting some details down of the trees that are closer to me than those that are in the distance. So wet into wet is a way of creating the illusion of very far away trees, trees that are closer still, and then trees that are much, much closer to you. And it's a lovely way of painting. So I hope you have a go and have a go at wet into wet.